and now massed over 100,000 troops on Ukraine's borders. These are repeated and unjustifiable acts of aggression. When the Soviet Union collapsed, Britain, Russia and the United States made a solemn agreement with Ukraine. In exchange for giving up nuclear powers and weapons, Ukraine's security was to be guaranteed and its independence would be respected. Ukraine has kept its end of the deal. President Putin has not. His Russia has annexed Crimea, supported separatist conflict in Donbass, and now massed over 100,000 troops on Ukraine's borders. These are repeated and unjustifiable acts of aggression. So Labour stands resolute in our support of Ukraine's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. And that was made clear when our Shadow Foreign Secretary and Shadow Defence Secretary visited Kiev a fortnight ago, and I made it clear to the Ukrainian ambassador when I met him last week. This isn't just a local dispute on the other side of the continent. It's an attempt by President Putin to turn back the clock, to re-establish Russian force as a means of dominance over parts of Eastern Europe. And it's a direct threat to the anti-imperialist principle that sovereign nations are free to choose their own allies and choose their own way of life. That is why it is crucial that we in this House are united in opposing Russian aggression. So let me be clear. The Labour Party supports the steps that the government has taken to bolster Ukraine's ability to defend itself. We support international efforts to deter Russia from further aggression and the vital diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. Can the Prime Minister assure the House that during talks, the UK and our partners will be resolute in our defence of Ukraine's sovereignty and the security of our NATO allies? For too long, the implicit message to Moscow has been that President Putin can do what he likes and the West will do little to respond. We must now change course and show Russia that any further aggression will result in severe real-world consequences. For Britain and our allies, that will mean taking tough decisions. That won't be easy. Widespread and hard-hitting sanctions must include cutting Russia's access to the international financial system. Europe's over-reliance on Russian energy supplies is well documented, and it simply must be addressed. And in Britain, we have failed to rid our economic and political systems of the ill-gotten money used to support the Putin regime. If we take our obligations to global security seriously, we cannot go on allowing ourselves to be the world's laundromat for illicit finance. Labour has a 4-point plan. Really? First, reform Companies House to crack down on shell companies. Second, a register of overseas entities to lift the veil on who owns property and assets in the UK. Thirdly, tougher regulation on political donations. And finally, implement the recommendations of the cross-party Russia support to bolster national security.